All right. Well, hey, welcome to the Utopian Cafe. It's Tuesday, November 23rd. You just caught me laughing at something in real time. That was a real laugh. I'm not going to share what it was because I'm just a child. I have a lot of stuff in my head that's just sophomoric, and it just happened to pop into my head as I was hitting live, and I'm just a silly boy. Uh, Not a lot of baseball news today. I'm still waiting for the Mets to make a decision at manager. They have a new general manager. I still don't know his name by heart. I know it's Epler, Brian Epler, Eddie Epler, Freddie Epler. I'm not sure. He was probably the 36th choice that the Mets had in mind. So I'm not too excited about it. Uh, the Mets have lost two pitchers to the Los Angeles Angels via free agency. One of them is one of my favorite Mets of all time, Noah Syndergaard. I actually think, and I mentioned this on the show a couple days ago, I think there's a chance that he'll be a Met in July. He signed a one-year deal with the Angels. I think if the Angels are out of it and the Mets are in it, I think he comes back. The reason he left, and he was very clear about this on Twitter, there was just so much unknown. We didn't have a general manager in place. We didn't have a manager in place. There's just so much unknown, and the Angels showed him love. And I personally don't think it was all about money. I think the difference between what the Mets offered and what the Angels gave him was like $3 million a year. Um, I think if he pitches well this year, I think he's going to get a big contract in 2023 2023. But I think there's a chance that he comes back to the Mets, either through a trade at the deadline or in free agency next year. I know I've been following this guy on Twitter since he joined the Mets, that he loved being here. He loved being a Met. He had a great feud with Mr. Met on Twitter, which I loved. But yeah, still no news. We don't have a manager yet, but we do have a GM. And I'll learn his name soon, maybe by tonight. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the medium of television and streaming and all that. I have an early bedtime tonight. I have a truck that I'm unloading tomorrow at 5 a.m. So I have to be in bed in like 4 hours. But tonight on YouTube, I'm going to watch the Tom Petty documentary, Somewhere You Feel Free. It's about the making of one of my favorite records of all time, Wildflowers, which came out in 1994, I want to say. That's free on YouTube tonight. I want to find out, what are you guys binging? Whether it's on, I mean, there's so many options right now. And this is actually something I've been asking for 20 years, maybe even longer. I've been hoping that the cable industry would go a la carte, and they really have. The thing is, you're not getting it from your cable company, you're getting it through all these different apps. So right now, you've got Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV, Peacock, HBO Max, Paramount, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. I'm probably leaving out a bunch. I don't subscribe to all of them. I do have a handful of those that I enjoy. And I just finished a series called What We Do in the Shadows, which is based on a movie that I didn't really think was that funny or great, but the show is excellent. And I've watched now the first two seasons twice. I just watched season 3 for the first time, finished it today. But I'm going to watch the Petty documentary tonight. I actually made a list. I've been doing a lot of like organizing lately. I bought 2 notebooks, one for the Utopian Baseball Universe, one for general life hack, if you will, budgeting, goal setting, journaling. So I've got some new notebooks. I feel more organized in the last 48 hours than I have in the last year and a half. And I do all those things, but I've been doing it in like old notebooks and index cards and stuff. I feel like I'm a lot more organized. So I want to hear what you guys are streaming or watching these days. And then I have a general question. I'm about paying it forward. I'm about community. I'm about me helping you and you helping your neighbor, and then it coming kind of full circle. And I need a little bit of help today. I have owned this computer now for 12 years. And if anyone out there knows anything about computers, specifically Macs, I bought this, I believe, in 2009, 2010. I would like to FaceTime with you tonight or tomorrow, if possible. Certainly not Thursday or Friday or anytime this weekend. It's going to be busy. But in the next couple of days, if you have 10 minutes, I have some questions about, because I've thought about uh, replacing this, but I don't know if I need to. I think maybe it's a memory thing, or I need to clean up some things on the computer, files and the whatnot. So if you have good knowledge about how this kind of stuff works, I'd love to bend your ear for 10 minutes. Again, it's a Mac. The problem I'm having today, I've been working on, so the 2022 Utopian Baseball Universe schedule has been done for like 2 months. And what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is creating the national television coverage, the Xbox coverage, updating the spreadsheets, making the graphics look nicer and cleaner. But the file, I guess, that I use to create this is so big that every time I try to exit out of it, it buffers for like an hour. I'm not even exaggerating. I actually started dinner at 4 o'clock, and it's been buffering now for almost 100 minutes. I can't even exit out of the document, and it's just like this purgatory. So if you have any knowledge about how all of this stuff works, I think it might be a memory issue. I might have too many files on this Mac. This is an older Mac. Maybe I have too much music. Maybe the spreadsheets I'm creating are too big. But if you have information and you think you can help me get through this, FaceTime me tonight. Send me a message. If you want to come out to Grafton, I'll buy you a pizza. We'll make an hour of it, not a night of it, because you have a life, I have a life. And like I said, I have to go to bed tonight in about 4 hours. Because I'm trying to save what I've been doing for the last, I started working on this document at about 2:30 today. And I don't know if any of it's saved. I actually have a message here that says your document could not be auto-saved. But it also, right below it, it says saving, but it's been saying that now for about literally 90 minutes. So I don't know what's going on. Andrew Pfeffer's here. By the way, Andy, if you're, and I can call him Andy. He's Andrew Pfeffer on YouTube. I can call him Andy because I've known him since he's like 5 years old. I just want to say, I know I've mentioned your show in the past, and I've tried to get people to watch it. I just want to tell you how proud I am of what you're doing with Bowling with the Pfeff. I've watched 3 episodes today. I think I watched 2 yesterday. God damn it, are you good at what you do? And the shows are getting better. The production value is so good. The guests are getting bigger and better. And if you guys are a fan of bowling, just a casual fan or it's a big part of your life, you have to check out this show. It's called Bowling with the Pfeff. It usually, I think, airs on Tuesday nights, sometimes Monday nights. It's a weekly talk show, and he has Hall of Famers. He has local people. I was on the show last year. I just want to say, Andrew, how proud I am of you for what you've done in that community. I'm actually getting choked up because I strive to be like you when I grow up. I have a talk show debuting in 2 weeks, and I'm scared to death to unveil it because you're so good. And what I'm going to do is going to be completely different. It's going to be more just kind of chit chat, but please check out the show. It's called Bowling with the Pfeff. It's on YouTube. He's got 53 episodes or so. I've got like 6 left to watch. I've been binging it the last about a week or so. I was about 10 or 12 behind because of the 2 jobs they hold. But you have to check it out. Bowling with the Pfeff, Andrew Pfeffer. he's been in this group since day one. I've known him since 1982. So please check that out. He is here, and he's watching Curb. Dave, now when you say Dave, are you talking about David Letterman, like old Letterman? Is there a sitcom called Dave? News, Dr. Phil. I actually have a funny story. I worked with someone that was in the studio audience for Jerry Springer about 20 years ago. And a producer asked her if she wanted to record later in the day, actually that day. And she said she wasn't sure she could make the time or whatever. They actually brought her in. They actually paid her to come back like a week later or a month later. And she did an episode of Jerry Springer. They gave her like $1,500 cash, fed her, hotel, everything. And I actually watched the episode with her about 20 years ago. And it was so funny because she wasn't even like playing her. I mean, it was completely fiction. The name she used was not her. The situation they wrote for her was like completely not her, but it was a lot. It was very entertaining. I wonder sometimes if Dr. Phil is kind of the same. Little Dicky Dave. I gotta Google that. I haven't even heard of that. And I feel like even saying those three words, I feel like 100 years old. Like I should know that. So I apologize, but I'll look that up later today. All right. So what I've been doing the last couple of hours leading up to this document on saving is I'm updating rosters. The schedule has been done for like 2 months, but what I've been doing is updating the national coverage. So every night, Monday nights, we got Monday Night Baseball. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, we got ESPN. We got the doubleheader on NBC on Saturdays, TBS Saturday Night Main Event, and then all the Xbox games. I've been updating those. Those are done. Now I'm just making it look nice because we're going to unveil all of this December 6th. December 6th is going to be a long, fun show. Winter meetings start that day. On that day, and that's 13 days away, you're going to find out where Cy Young ends up. You're going to find out where Sadaharu O ends up. We might unveil some Brewers on that day, some Mets, some Braves. The rosters are going from 30 to 40. Every night, each team will have a 25-man roster for that night. I can't possibly unveil it every night for all 32 teams. It's just impossible. So it's just kind of a good faith thing. And then once a month, each team will have the ability to call up guys, bring guys down based on performance. And then we'll extend rosters in September. That's kind of what I did season 1. And then last year I streamlined it. And I just said, it's going to be a 30-man roster. We'll do 25 active a night. Basically, most of the starting pitchers were deactivated. And then I would have maybe 2 that could be available for like long relief or if a game went extra innings. But we're going to do a little different this year just because some of the guys I had on rosters in 2020, I didn't have in 2021, and I kind of missed having them be a part of it. The Bill Terrys of the world, Bill Buckner. And now extending it to 40, I can truly bring in all the stars from the past that I think are deserving. Brewers, for example, J.J. Hardy's not on a roster. My shortstops for the Brewers are Yount and Bill Hall. I love Bill Hall. Corey Hart. I was never a big Corey Hart fan, but he was a good player, couple-time All-Star, popular player. I think he deserves to get some at-bats in the Utopian baseball universe as maybe a mid-season call-up, pinch hit guy, late-season guy. There's some Mets. I know David Rubin and I have already talked about some of the Mets we're going to bring into the system for 2022. So that's what I've been working on. The graphics I've updated. If you guys are familiar with how the standings and the scoreboard looked the last 2 years, it was always kind of a small little hat tilted to the side. It was kind of looked like this. Now it's going to look like this. It's going to be right in your face. So I think it's going to look better. And I'm working on trying to make that better for you. In the next couple of days, weeks, probably the next week or so, we're going to announce when we're going to have our first game stream. We're doing 3 of these in the off season, December, January, February. We're going to screen classic games and then invite fans of those teams to react to it live. We're talking like full games, not like clips. So like the first one we're going to do is game 6 of the 86 series. I know David Rubin wants in. I know John Keeney wants in. I'm going to reach out to our birthday boy, Jacob Anthony Moses. I think would be a great guest for this. Anyone who's a Mets fan, I think would really enjoy this. We're gonna watch game 6 together, and yes, it's 4 hours long. So, as Terrell Owens would say, get your popcorn ready. We're going to do that live. And I'm pretty sure Facebook's going to take it down because it's licensed footage or whatever, but I don't know how quickly that happens. So if you watch it live, I think watching it live is the best bet because they might take it down. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize my Facebook account. So if it gets taken down and I get a warning, we won't do it again. Or maybe what we'll do is we'll all watch it and then not show it, and then we'll just kind of you'll basically be watching us watch TV, which maybe is not the most fun idea in the world, but I don't know. And Andrew says YouTube may dump it midstream, and maybe we don't post it to YouTube. Maybe we just go right within the Facebook group. That could be an idea. Because again, I don't want to jeopardize either accounts. But I think it's gonna be a fun idea. We're gonna do it anyway, even if I have to do a private group. Because I think really this is gonna be more for the people that enjoyed those memories. I just thought it'd be fun for all of us to kind of share. And it's not always gonna be Mets games. Actually, the second game I have in mind is Morris Smoltz game 791. So Justin, I would definitely like to have on for that, even if it's not for the whole game. Get him in the 6th, 7th inning or whatever. And then the third game I have in mind is game 6 of the 75 series, the Carlton Fisk game. I think just as baseball fans, that game is considered to be the greatest baseball game ever played. It's definitely in my top 3. Those are actually my top 3 favorite games. I actually think game 6 of the NLCS is the greatest game that's ever been played. Nobody seems to talk about that. The Mets were actually down 3-0 in the 9th. Had they lost, they would have faced Mike Scott in game 7. And Mike Scott owned the Mets that year. And the Mets won the series. They were down 3-0. They scored 3 in the 9th. Both teams scored in the 14th. The Mets scored 3 in the 16th, and the Astros scored 2 in the 6th. It was just crazy. But so anyway, again, if you're watching this and know anything about computers, Macs specifically, please reach out to me tonight or tomorrow. I need your help in trying to figure out how to get this operating. If I can't figure it out by like March, I'm going to buy a new one, but I don't really want to do that. But I'll have the ability to. I'm working 2 full-time jobs, so I can do that if I need to. But I'm going to try to figure this out tonight. Like I said, bedtime for me is about 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 in the Utopian Cafe.